The Misfit of Demon King Academy. This anime provides some rare satisfaction, and I would even say sadistic, and it is that, for you to understand it better, I will give an example. It's as if Jesus or Buddha resuscitated after thousands of years, and upon arriving in our world, they realize that everything that was done was wrong, and they begin to correct everything they consider to be wrong. During that task, they destroy, ridicule, and humiliate all the powerful men in their religion, making their true intentions and doctrine known. In short, they come to tell us that we did everything wrong, that we're stupid, and now they're going to show us how things are supposed to be done. This is the story of Anos Voldigoad, the Demon King, a being that in ancient times devastated entire countries and even gods with impressive powers. For some reason that little by little we will discover, he sacrificed his life to avoid catastrophes, and now after 2000 years he's reincarnated to retake possession of his kingdom. The series begins by explaining that there is a magic educational institution called Voldigoad, which is in charge of training the blood descendants of the Demon King. However, this year is special, since 2000 years since his death are celebrated, and it is believed that after 2000 years, the Demon King will reincarnate in one of the students. Wait for a generation full of chaos when the Demon King will rise again. After the macabre prophecy that ends by saying that the demonic kingdom will jump for joy when its lord resuscitates, we see how a group of students head to the Demon King Academy. We immediately see Misha, a girl who reminds us of Rei Ayanami from Evangelion. Sexy, just as sexy and just as shy. She is the classic quiet character that when you think you least about it, pum, she surprises you and leaves you open-mouthed. Well, the thing is that this girl's fine psychomotor skills fail and she drops the enrollment letter for the academy. Well, to be fair, we have to add that someone previously pushed her, and that's why the girl dropped the letter. Immediately a young man bends down to pick the letter up. Classic move. And since he's very nosy and gossipy, he reads the letter and we find out that the girl's full name is Misha Necron. Immediately after, we see how the parents of these two boys begin to cheer them on so that they do well on their first day of school. As always, at the front door there's a lout who thinks he's the coolest in school and begins to make fun of them for having come with his parents. A couple of emo protagonists doesn't even flinch and walks by without looking at the stupid student. Later we learn from the whispers of other students that the boy at the door is Zeeps Indu, apparently someone with a lot of power. When Zeeps recriminates our protagonist that he was addressing them, the handsome boy apologizes, saying that Zeeps has so little magical power he didn't even see it. This enrages Zeeps, who threatens to kill the two students with his firepower, but the gallant extinguishes the fire with one breath and then paralyzes Zeep with magic and asks him to reflect for a while instead of making a fool of himself. Our handsome man enters to take the entrance test, and an owl explains to him that he will have to pass several physical and magical tests, and the students who passes 5 tests will enter the academy. The first test consists of fighting against another student, and the winner will pass the test. It is won if the opponent surrenders or is unable to continue fighting. Zeeps has very cool armor and a flaming sword that he claims belongs to his family since the mythological era. But our protagonist doesn't care about anything and extinguishes the flame of the sword, telling him that it's false. Then he tells him that he will defeat him without lifting a finger, and with the beating of his heart, he sends a kind of sonic wave that bleeds Zeeps inside. Then Zeeps starts talking pure bullshit, and our protagonist proposes to him through a magical pact that he will defeat him without using magic. Zeeps accepts and tells him that he'll regret it, but our protagonist snaps his fingers and fatality. Just snapping his fingers killed Zeeps. Everyone is impressed, and our protagonist says that his opponent is very weak and it seems that he is going to lose having used his magic, so in order not to lose the duel, he resurrects him. Oh, what a nice guy, just like Jesus, that he revives the dead and heals the... Wait a minute, did he kill him again? Yeah. And he kills him over and over again, at the same time bringing him back to life. After having died more than 20 times, Zeeps kneels, asking for forgiveness with a humiliated spirit. Our protagonist only responds with a joke from 2000 years ago that no one is amused by anymore. His forte is magic, not jokes. You can't have everything in this life. We then see the students measuring their magical level in a mirror. Misha has a high level with more than 100,000 points, while the student average is around 200 points. But when our protagonist appears to measure his power, the mirror casts 0 magic points and is immediately destroyed. Then Misha comments that she never saw someone with so much magic. When our hunk asks her how she knows that, she tells him that she has a magic eye. Then they go through a knowledge test, but our protagonist passes the test very easily, and to celebrate entering the academy, he proposes to Misha to go eat at his house since his parents must be preparing dinner for him. When they get home, a very strange scenario begins. Our protagonist's parents are very young and act like overexcited high school kids. Then the mother surprises us by saying that she is proud that her son has entered the academy with only 1 month of life. What? Dinner is as we would expect. The parents embarrass their son and think that Misha is in love with him, but neither of the two friends seems to care. Then the couple goes out for a walk at night while our beau apologizes for how noisy his parents are, but Misha doesn't mind and tells him that she's used to it, that she has a sister who's just as noisy. While they walk alone, she has an intimate moment and our lover tells her that she will be her friend. Misha sounds kind of disappointed to just be friends, but in the end she says that she likes to hear that. When things are about to get more romantic, a voice interrupts them and we see Leod Hindu, Zeep's older brother. He wants to take revenge for what they did to his brother and begins with a classist speech about nobles and common people and blah blah blah. The fight starts, but our protagonist humiliates Leod and his henchmen, showing that he has absolute power over magic. Leod decides to cast a very powerful spell that can only be summoned by the descendants of the Demon King, and that will surely destroy him completely since our protagonist is considered a mere half-breed. When launching his power, Leod verified that it had no effect. Our protagonist tells him that this is original magic and that to do it he has borrowed power from the Demon King, but it doesn't work for him because he is the origin, therefore he is the Demon King. Then the Demon King tells Leod that he will give him a chance to save himself and resurrect Zeeps to... Wait, is Zeeps dead? Again? I forgot to tell you that Lord had killed his brother before for being too weak and an embarrassment to his family. So the Demon King turns Zeeps into a zombie and makes him attack his brother. He tells Leod that now that his brother's a zombie, he's more powerful than him, and that he will only be saved if he manages to unite with his brother so that the two of them together can attack him. Leod's contempt for his brother doesn't let him join him, but when Zeeps is about to jump on him and eat his brains, well, I don't know if he was going to eat his brains, but it's what zombies do, right? As I was saying, Zeeps is about to kill his brother, while the Demon King tells Leod to recognize his brother in love and say his name. Leod refuses because of the grudge that the two brothers have, but at the last second he manages to shout his brother's name and they are saved. Not. Lie, no one's saved. The two brothers end up hugging and charred. But the Demon King makes an impressive display of magic, erasing everything around him and resurrecting the two brothers. Then he tells them that his descendants have become very weak and that when they increase their power, they can look for him, that he'll be waiting for them. When the brothers ask him who he is, our protagonist responds by saying that his founder has returned. He is the Demon King, Anos Voldigoad. After a tremendous bucket of cold water for the spectators, as if they hadn't realized a long time ago that the protagonist was Anos Voldigoad. As I was saying, after revealing the identity of our protagonist, the series takes us to the mythical era, where we see Anos reunited with King, the hero representing humans, and with two representatives of the realm of spirits and the gods. They are arguing because there is an endless war between demons and humans. Anos tells King that the war will never end, and that even if they exterminate all the demons, the humans will manage to make new enemies and go on to fight against the gods or the spirits. King knows that unfortunately it is true, so he tells Anos, well, what do you propose? Anos tells them that he's devised a plan to settle the war once and for all. He has devised a spell that will separate each kingdom into separate planes, with doors that won't open for 1,000 years. In this way, each world will be able to live in peace. but for the spell to take effect, you must give your life in exchange. When asked if he is willing to sacrifice himself for peace, Anos replies that he will not completely die, and that after 2,000 years he will reincarnate. Everyone collaborates with his magic, while Kanon, the representative of humans, pierces Anos with his sword. Before dying, Anos thanks him and tells him that he hopes that when he reincarnates, he will meet him and they can be friends. Then we return to the present, where we see how the newborn Anos introduces himself to his parents, who are surprised that their son knows how to speak. After Anos and Misha have entered the academy, we see them both dressed in white uniform. Anos asks Misha about the symbol he has on the shoulder of his jacket. Misha explains to him that the students dressed in red and black are the fittest and most promising to become the Demon King, while those in white uniforms are the weakest, but she tells him that she never saw the sign he has. The sign means that he is a misfit, dangerous, and unfit to be Demon King. When Anos asks if that's normal, Misha retorts by saying that until now there hasn't been anyone who is considered unfit to be the Demon King, since everyone who enters the academy has some of the original Demon King's blood. Anos begins to wonder if he fucked it up in any part of his plan, but when he asks Misha for the founder's name, she tells him that his name is Avos Telhevia, and Anos wonders, who is he? Anos begins to accept the idea that in these 2,000 years, several things were not transmitted as they really happened, and among them, the true name of the Demon King. When Misha is about to reveal who is the person closest to the Demon King in the academy, a redhead approaches and Misha interrupts herself. The redhead looks at them out the corner of her eye and continues on her way. At that moment, the teacher Emilia Rudwell enters, who is preparing to start her class. She tells them that she will need volunteers to be the group leaders, but the condition to be the group leader is that they know how to use the geyser spell, which enhances the strength of a group of magicians. When Anos raises his hand to be a group leader, the teacher tells him that half-bloods can't be group leaders, and Anos asks if she would let him be leader by proving that he is above the level of noble students. The teacher tells him that if he doesn't show it, he will leave the class and the academy, and Anos, to make it more spicy, tells her that he will make the magical oath that he did before. The professor accepts, thinking that Anos is going to fail miserably. But Anos asks about the spell that she has drawn on the wall, and the teacher answers that it is a spell made by the two nobles 2,000 years ago. Anos tells her that the spell is faulty. He runs his hand over it and fixes it by doubling the power of the spell. The teacher can't believe what she sees, although the truth is that we are already beginning to realize that the teachers here are all Nazis. Then the new girl introduces herself and turns out to be the daughter of Ivus Necron, one of the 7 demonic aristocrats, which, to be honest, I don't know what it means, but it seems to be of great importance. She ends by saying that she is Sasha Necron, Witch of Destruction. Wait, Necron? Necron as in Misha Necron? Well, yes, she is Misha's sister, but when Anos asks why Misha doesn't have the uniform of the nobles, she replies saying that her parents decided so. Now it is Anos' turn to introduce himself in front of the class. He tells the class that he is Anos Voldigoad and the true Demon King. He also says the name they have of the Demon King is a lie. When the students have to choose which group they'll participate in, no one chooses Anos except Misha. When Anos tells her that she can go with her sister, she says that she prefers to be with him since they're friends. Sasha approaches Anos to try and intimidate him and tells him that her sister is a useless doll. Remember that fact, dude. She then tries to intimidate Anos with her magic eye, but Anos tells her, "Are you trying to use my spells against me, Potter?" And he returns the killer look. Sasha is left with a "what the fuck" face. Anos asks her if she wants to join his group since she has a lot of magic and potential, but Sasha takes offense at the question and leaves. Everyone is surprised by the power of Anos. Sasha challenges Anos to a magic challenge. Whoever loses will have to join the other's group, and to make things more difficult, Anos will have to face the entire group of noble students. Sasha tries to use all of her power, including her magic eye, but it seems she doesn't have much control over her magic, and Anos ends up winning the challenge. Sasha also understands that there are people stronger than her. Anos doesn't hold a grudge against Sasha, and since they are now on the same team, he invites Sasha and Misha to his house. He then tells them that his family must have prepared a big dinner, so he has enough to feed everyone. When Anos arrives at his house with the two waifus, his parents think that the boy is quite a womanizer, since he didn't even manage to have two girlfriends at the same time. As you can imagine, it is useless to convince Anos' parents that they're all just friends. After dinner, Sasha and Misha have a sisterly talk, and Sasha asks Misha if she's in love with Anos. Misha replies that she is, and that she will fight to win his heart. Anos accompanies the sisters to their house, and when Misha enters the house, Sasha takes advantage and kisses Anos. She then tells Anos that he has become important in her life, and that thanks to him, she is reconciled with her sister. Anos is not far behind and tells her that her magical eyes are the most beautiful he's ever seen, making Sasha completely fall in love. Anos goes back to class to try find out more about the founder's distorted history. A guy shows up to teach the class all about fusion magic. He looks like he just came out of the Overlord series, but it doesn't matter. In any case, he is called Ivis, and it is assumed that she is one of the 7 emperors created with the blood of Anos. So he should remember our protagonist, right? Well, no. Anos wonders if Ivis's memories were erased somehow. Maybe, or maybe she's not even Ivis. You never know. 2,000 years have passed, so he could be talking to an impostor. Anos realizes that Ivis's memories are altered, but he doesn't want to restore them because the other demons might think he's manipulating the memories, and that he is a conspirator against the true Demon King, so he waits patiently for his chance. Meanwhile, there's another boring exam for the students. This time they have to plumb the depths of a castle and retrieve magical artifacts for points. Luckily for Anos' group, this is his castle, so he knows exactly how to retrieve the best artifact. The series settled into a comfortable routine. Every week the girls will run into a problem, and Anos will follow up with a solution that sounds so simple. Oh no, this gate has powerful anti-magical wards. What shall we do? Just open it. But a bigger drama is about to begin, and it concerns the two sisters. In fact, they are twin sisters, and Misha wants to give Sasha something nice for her birthday. With the help of Anos, she puts a magical blanket on fire. Anos wants to give Misha an ice ring, but the girl rejects the offer, probably because she knows what's coming. But what is to come? In true Red Wedding style. When Misha gives Sasha the phoenix cape, she stabs her sister. Sasha is about to escape, but Anos heals Misha and stops Sasha. Anos then tells Sasha that she doesn't hate her sister, and that he noticed it because when she killed her sister, her eyes didn't light up, which means there is no hate in it for her sister. Here they show us one of the most revealing revelations of all revelations. Sasha and Misha come from the same fetus. Ivis, the demon of necromancy, who is also the mother of Misha and Sasha, split her root in two, forming two demons, one pure and one misfit. At the age of 15, the two demons will merge into one, but Sasha's consciousness is the only one that will remain intact, while Misha will disappear completely. And guess what? Soon it will be midnight, and Sasha and Misha have their birthdays, and Cinderella will lose her slipper at the ball. Sasha loves her sister, and she wanted to reverse that spell, but the only way to do it is to disassociate, and neither of them wanted to separate, so they never did. Luckily, our hero has a solution. Through a magic spell, he can send Sasha and Misha to the past, so they can take the energy of the fetuses and their roots to complete. But problems appear when the demon of necromancy tries to kill Anos, but as expected, Anos defeats him and continues with his plan to save the waifus from him. But now the guardian of time appears, who wants to punish Anos for wanting to change time and revive Ivis so that she can fight Anos again. When the necromancy demon tells Anos that he is lost and he has no more followers, Anos makes use of his new waifus and defeats Ivis. He then resurrects Ivis, but this time with her unaltered memories and consciousness. Ivis recognizes Anos as the real Demon King and tells him that he will be her spy to find out the truth about the impostor Demon King. In the end, the girls are saved and each one keeps her gift. Sasha receives the Phoenix robe, while Misha receives a ring from Anos' collection. A total Casanova. Thank you very much for watching the full video. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and activate all notifications so you won't miss any of our summaries. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and comment what you thought, and if possible, share it with your friends. See you until next time.